I want you to do something before we continue. Stand up right where you are and stay still for a moment with your eyes closed, without adjusting anything, without getting comfortable. Just stay the way your body naturally stands. And now ask yourself honestly, do you feel your weight evenly distributed between both feet, or is it heavier on one side? Do you feel one shoulder higher than the other? Do you feel your head leaning forward like it's ahead of the rest of your body? Do you feel your lower back tense, tight, like a knot that just won't loosen? If you answered yes to any of those questions, and I can assure you that the vast majority of people watching this video answered yes to several, then your spine is out of alignment. And it's not your fault. It's not that you've done something wrong. It's the inevitable result of modern life. Hours spent sitting, staring at screens, stress building up in your muscles, always carrying bags on the same side, sleeping on mattresses that don't help. Your spine, that amazing structure that supports you, has been twisting little by little, millimeter by millimeter, day after day, without you even noticing. And what I'm going to show you today is an exercise, just one, the most complete one I know after 20 years of working with bodies, that if done for just a few minutes a day, can start to bring your spine back to the position it was designed for. What I'm about to explain to you in the next few minutes isn't a fad, it's not a viral trick, it's not one of those exaggerated promises that flood the internet. This is something based on how your body actually works, on the biomechanics of your spine, on principles that good physical therapists and movement specialists know and apply it every day. I'm not here to sell you a gadget. I'm not here to tell you that you need expensive equipment or gym memberships. The exercise I'm going to teach you is done at home, on your bedroom floor, with absolutely nothing but your own body and a few minutes of your time. I'm going to leave out my name out of respect for the audience, but I've spent more than 2 decades working with people who have back pain, postural misalignments, spines worn down by modern life, and I can assure you that most of the back problems I see don't require complicated interventions. They require understanding what happened to the spine and giving the body the right stimulus so it can reorganize itself. And that's exactly what you're going to learn today. But before I teach you the exercise, I need you to understand what happened to your spine, because if you don't understand the problem, you won't do the exercise with the necessary conviction and you'll give up before you see results. Picture your spine. It's a structure made up of 33 vertebrae, those small bones stacked one on top of the other, from the base of your skull all the way down to the end of your back. But your spine isn't a straight stick. Your spine has natural curves, curves that are absolutely necessary for it to work properly. There's a gentle curve forward in your neck, a gentle curve backward in the middle where your ribs are, and another gentle curve forward in your lower back, in the lumbar region. These three curves, seen from the side, form a kind of smooth, elegant S shape. That S shape is what allows your spine to absorb impacts, distribute your weight, and move with flexibility. When those curves are in the right proportion, your spine works like a masterpiece of engineering. When those curves are exaggerated or flattened, that's when all the problems start. And what does modern life do to those curves? It slowly destroys them. When you spend hours and hours sitting, your lower back loses its natural curve. It flattens or even reverses. When you spend hours looking at a phone or a screen with your head forward, your neck curve gets distorted, and that forward head posture develops, the one I see so often in my practice. When the chest muscles shorten from always being hunched forward, the shoulders roll inward and the mid-back becomes overly rounded. The result is a spine that has lost its elegant S shape and turned into a series of twisted curves, exaggerated in some places, flattened in others. And a misaligned spine like that causes a cascade of problems: back pain, neck pain, headaches, tingling, fatigue, poor breathing because the rib cage is compressed, and even digestive issues because the organs are squeezed. Your misaligned spine isn't just an aesthetic posture problem, it's an issue that affects your whole body. Here's the first moment where I need to get you back on track, because I know you're thinking, okay, I get it, my spine is crooked, just tell me what the exercise is already. Relax, it's govern. But I need you to understand one more thing, because it's what makes this exercise so special. Most people, when they want to fix their back, think about using force, about getting stronger, about doing crunches or intense workouts. And while strengthening has its place, that's not the first step to aligning your spine. The first step is something different. The first step is to decompress and realign. Your spine has spent years compressed by gravity and twisted by bad habits. Before you strengthen anything, you need to give your spine the chance to stretch, to decompress, to find its natural alignment again. And the exercise I'm about to show you does exactly that. It's not a brute strength exercise. It's an exercise in reorganizing, realigning, giving your spine back its original shape. That's why it's so powerful and why people of almost any age and condition can do it. The exercise is called active decompression on the floor, and I'm going to teach it to you in phases, step by step, so you can do it perfectly. The first thing is to prepare your space. You need a spot on a firm floor, not on your bed. The bed is too soft and takes away all the effect of the exercise. The floor with a thin yoga mat or a blanket folded 2 or 3 times is ideal. The surface needs to be firm, but with just enough padding so it's not uncomfortable. Pick a time of day when you can be calm without rushing. A lot of people do it in the morning when they get up to start the day with their spine aligned, and others do it at night to release the tension built up during the day. Both options are valid. Choose the one that best fits your routine, but do it consistently, every day, because consistency is what brings about change. Phase 1 of the exercise, the base decompression position. Lie down on your back on the floor, and here comes the first important detail. Bend your knees and place the soles of your feet on the floor, about hip width apart. This bent knee position is essential because it allows your lower back, that lower spine area, to relax and gently move closer to the floor. If you stretch your legs out, your lower back arches and tightens up. With your knees bent, it releases. Let your arms rest at your sides, relaxed, with your palms facing up. Your head rests on the floor. If you notice that your chin is pointing too much toward the ceiling or your neck feels tense, place a very thin folded towel under your head, just enough so your neck is in a comfortable neutral line. In this position, the first thing you do is nothing. Stay still for a minute, simply noticing how your body settles onto the floor, how your back makes contact with the firm surface. Phase 2, decompression breathing. This is what turns a simple posture into a true therapeutic exercise. You're going to breathe in a very specific way. Inhale deeply through your nose, slowly, and as you inhale, imagine your spine lengthening, growing, gently stretching from the base of your skull all the way down to your tailbone. Feel how the air enters and your body expands. And now comes the key part. When you exhale slowly through your mouth, you're going to let your whole body sink a little deeper toward the floor, to let go, to surrender to the surface. With each exhale, your spine relaxes a little more, your muscles release a bit more tension. Inhale and lengthen your spine, exhale and let it release toward the floor. You're going to do this breathing for about 2 or 3 minutes. What you're doing with this is something beautiful. You're using your breath to actively decompress your spine vertebra by vertebra, giving each intervertebral disc space to regain its height and hydration. Phase 3, the activation of lengthening. Now that your spine is relaxed and decompressed, we're going to give it a more active alignment stimulus. Staying on your back with your knees bent, gently stretch your arms over your head, reaching them toward the floor behind you. Don't force it, just take them as far as they go comfortably. At the same time as you stretch your arms upward, imagine your heels gently pushing downward. It's as if your body is stretching in 2 directions, your arms reaching one way, your feet the other, and your spine lengthening in the middle. Hold that gentle stretch for a full breath, inhaling and exhaling, and then relax your arms back down to your sides. Repeat this lengthening 5 or 6 times. Each time you stretch, your spine lengthens, decompresses, and realigns. Each time you relax, you let it settle into that slightly longer position. And here I need to reel you back in, because I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, this feels good, but is stretching on the floor for a few minutes really going to straighten out my spine that's been crooked for years? And the answer has to do with something fascinating that I want you to understand. Your spine isn't crooked because the bones have become deformed, except in extreme cases. Your spine is mainly crooked because the muscles around it are out of balance. Some muscles are too tight and short, pulling the spine to one side, while other muscles are weak and stretched out, unable to do their job of supporting you. The spine simply responds to this tug-of-war between muscle forces. When you do this exercise, what you're really doing is retrain on those muscles. You're stretching the muscles that were shortened waking up the ones that were dormant and teaching your nervous system what the correct position is. And since muscles do respond and change, your spine, following those retrained muscles, starts to realign itself. It's not magic, it's biomechanics, but it takes repetition and consistency because you're undoing years of bad habits. Let's keep going with the exercise because the most important phases are coming up. Phase 4, the decompression rotation. Up to now, we've been working on lengthening the spine. Now we're going to work on its rotational mobility, which is essential for a healthy, well-aligned spine. Stay on your back with your knees bent and your feet on the floor. Bring your knees together so they're touching. Extend your arms out to the sides, forming a T with your body, palms facing down and firmly pressed against the floor. Now, slowly and with a lot of control, let both knees, kept together, gently fall to one side, to the right, for example, while keeping both shoulders pressed to the floor. Your knees go to one side, but your shoulders and arms stay on the floor. You'll feel a gentle twist along your entire spine, a rotation that releases tension from the middle and lower part of your back. Hold there for a few seconds, breathing, and then slowly bring your knees back to the center. And now to the other side. Let your knees gently fall to the left, keeping your shoulders pressed to the floor. Hold, breathe, and return to the center. Do this twist 4 or 5 times to each side, always slowly, always with control, never forcing it. This rotation is incredibly valuable because the modern spine almost never rotates. We spend the day in fixed positions, and our spine's ability to rotate gradually disappears, which leads to stiffness, pain, and misalignment. This phase of the exercise restores that rotational mobility, frees the small joints between the vertebrae, relieves the deep muscles of the back, and helps the whole structure reorganize itself. A lot of people hear soft little cracks in their back when doing this twist. Don't worry, that's completely normal and actually a good thing. It's the joints releasing. Those are small areas of pressure letting go. It's the same feeling of relief you get when you stretch and something falls into place. Your spine is thanking you for the movement. Phase 5, final integration and closure. After the twist, you return to the starting position, lying on your back, knees bent, feet on the floor, arms at your sides, and you go back to the decompression breathing you did at the beginning. Inhale and lengthen your spine. Exhale and let it relax toward the floor. But this time, as you breathe, I want you to do a quick mental scan of your body. Move your attention from your head all the way down to your tailbone. Notice how your neck feels now, how your mid-back feels, how your lower back feels. Most likely, you'll feel your spine is longer, more grounded, more organized than when you started. Stay in this closing position, breathing for 1 or 2 minutes. You're letting your nervous system register this new alignment, memorize it, and adopt it as a reference point. And when you finish, don't get up suddenly. First, roll onto your side, stay there for a moment, and then slowly sit up, and finally stand up. The entire exercise, all 5 phases, takes you between 10 and 12 minutes. Now, I want to give you the keys that make this exercise really work, because just doing the movements isn't enough. You have to do them correctly and with the right mindset. First key, absolute consistency. This exercise works because it undoes years of misalignment, and that doesn't happen in just one session. You have to do it every day without skipping a single one for at least 8 to 12 weeks to see real transformation. 10 minutes a day might not seem like much, but 10 minutes a day for 3 months adds up to more than 15 hours of reorganizing your spine. That's the magic of small things sustained over time. Second key, slowness. Every movement in this exercise is done slowly, with control, with attention. If you do it quickly just to finish sooner, you take away all its value. Slowness is what allows your nervous system to register the changes and for your muscles to truly re-educate themselves. Third key, breathing. It's not just for show, it's a central part of the exercise. Breathing is what actively decompresses your spine. Never do the exercise while holding your breath or breathe in any old way. Fourth key, never force it. This isn't an exercise about effort or pain. If at any point you feel sharp, stabbing pain, that's not normal. Stop. The exercise should feel like a pleasant stretch, like a release, like relief. Mild discomfort from muscles being re-educated is acceptable, but sharp pain is not. Fifth key, patience with the process. During the first 2 weeks, you might not notice big visual changes, but inside, your body is already working. Between weeks 3 and 6, you'll start to notice that you stand differently, your back hurts less, and your neck feels freer. And from week 6 onward, the changes become obvious. Even other people will start to mention it to you. Don't give up in the first few weeks. That's when most people quit, right before the results show up. There's something important I want to warn you about. This exercise is safe for the vast majority of people and for most common postural problems. But if you have a serious, already diagnosed spinal condition, an acute herniated disc, severe scoliosis, advanced osteoporosis, a recent injury, or if you have intense back pain from an unknown cause, the first thing you need to do is consult your doctor or physical therapist before starting. Not because the exercise is dangerous, but because your particular case might require specific adaptations. For someone whose spine is simply misaligned due to modern life, a sedentary lifestyle, or bad habits, which is the vast majority of people, this exercise is a wonderful and safe tool, but caution always comes first with serious conditions. Now, I want to reconnect with you one last time because the next part is going to multiply your results. The exercise I taught you is incredibly powerful, but if you also pay attention to a few things throughout the rest of your day, your results will accelerate tremendously. Because there's no point in doing 10 minutes of realignment if you spend the other 15 hours of the day ruining your posture all over again. I'm going to give you 5 habits that go hand in hand with the exercise and make it even more effective. First habit, movement breaks. If you work sitting down, stand up every 45 minutes or every hour, even if it's just for a minute. Walk around a bit, stretch. The spine wasn't designed to stay still. It was made to move. Frequent breaks prevent stiffness and misalignment from building up throughout the day. Second habit, postural awareness. Several times a day, at random moments, check how you're standing or sitting. Is your head jutting forward, your shoulders hunched, your back slouched? Gently correct yourself. It's not about being stiff all day like a soldier. That's not good either. It's about having small moments of awareness that gradually retrain your default posture. Third habit, be mindful of how you carry weight. If you carry a bag, purse, or backpack, don't always carry it on the same side because that systematically twists your spine. Switch sides or use backpacks that distribute the weight across both shoulders. Fourth habit, pay attention to how you sleep. The position you spend your sleeping hours in has a huge impact on your spine. The best positions for your spine are sleeping on your side with a pillow between your knees or sleeping on your back with a pillow with the right height. Sleeping on your stomach is the hardest on your spine and neck. Fifth habit, general movement. Beyond this exercise, walking every day and keeping your body moving is essential for a healthy spine. The realignment exercise plus an active lifestyle is the winning combination. I'm going to tell you about a man I treated a few years ago because his case really shows what can be achieved. He was a 51-year-old accountant who had spent 3 decades sitting in front of a desk. He came to see me with a posture he himself described as a question mark. His head was forward, his shoulders rounded, his mid-back curved, and his lower back tense. He had neck pain almost every day, frequent headaches, and, in his own words, felt tired and old, much older than he actually was. I taught him exactly this exercise, all 5 phases, and asked him to do it every single day without fail, along with the 5 supporting habits. At first, he was skeptical. He told me that he was already like that his posture was just part of who he was, and that at his age, that couldn't be changed. I asked him to trust the process for 8 weeks. After just 3 weeks, he was already telling me that his neck pain had decreased a lot. After 8 weeks, his wife had told him that he looked more upright, taller. After 4 months, that question mark posture had noticeably transformed. And what I liked most was that he told me he felt more energetic because it turns out that an aligned spine breathes better, gets tired less, and carries the body's weight more efficiently. I want you to understand something profound about all of this. Your spine is the axis of your body, literally the central structure on which everything else depends. When your spine is aligned, your whole body works better. You breathe more deeply because your rib cage has space. Your internal organs aren't compressed. Your nerves, which branch out from the spine to the whole body, aren't pinched or irritated. Your head is supported effortlessly. Your energy is preserved instead of being wasted fighting against bad posture. Taking care of your spinal alignment isn't vanity. It's not just about looking better, though you'll also look better and younger. It's about taking care of your body's overall function. And what's extraordinary is that this incredibly important structure responds to something as simple as 10 minutes a day on the floor of your home, done with knowledge and consistency. You don't need machines. You don't need money. You don't need a specialist every day. You need to understand the principle, do the exercise correctly, and keep it up over time. I want to leave you with one thought before we finish. Your body has a memory, and that memory can be rewritten. For years, your spine memorized incorrect positions, adopted them as normal, made them its own. But that memory isn't permanent. It's not final. Every time you do this exercise, you're writing a new memory. You're teaching your body what the correct alignment is. You're giving it a different reference point. And little by little, with repetition, that new memory replaces the old one. The posture that seemed impossible to change starts to change. The body that seemed doomed to twist starts to straighten out. It's never too late to start this process. I've seen people in their 70s and 80s improve their alignment and mobility. Age doesn't close this door. The only thing that closes this door is not starting and then giving up. If you decide to do these 10 minutes every day and stick with it, in a few months, your spine will thank you in ways you can't even imagine right now. If you made it to the end, I truly thank you, because I know that taking this time to understand your body is a valuable decision. Tell me in the comments how you felt doing the exercise, which of the 5 phases was the most eye-opening for you, and how long you've been dealing with back discomfort. And also let me know your age and what you do for a living, because I love understanding who is on the other side learning to take care of themselves. Share this video with that person who always complains about their back, with that family member you see getting more and more hunched over, with that friend who works sitting down and has never done anything for their spine. Giving someone the knowledge to take care of their body is one of the most generous gestures there is. And for the next video, I'm going to take a different path because I want to talk to you about something that's very connected to the spine, but that almost no one associates with it. Turns out that the way you walk, that automatic movement you do thousands of times a day without thinking, could be revealing hidden problems in your hips, your knees, your feet, and even your balance. There are signs in the way you walk that a trained eye can read like an open book, signs that predict falls, joint wear, and loss of mobility years before pain even appears. In the next video, I'm going to teach you how to observe your own way of walking, how to identify those early signs, and how to correct what can be corrected before it turns into a serious problem. If you're interested in taking care of your mobility and independence in the long run, you'll find that video eye-opening. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss it. Like this video if it helped you, and above all, don't just watch it. Tonight or tomorrow when you wake up, find a space on the floor and give yourself those 10 minutes. Your colon has been waiting for you to listen to it for years. Take good care of yourself, move with awareness, and we'll see you in the next video. A big hug.